Morning.
This is a staff announcement. It is Cholesterol Awareness Week. Have a free medical checkup in that quarter cabin in the car park this afternoon. Thank you.
Clive, you saw that programme last night on molluscs, didn't you?
No, I missed it.
I'm the only person around here that watches documentaries.
I take them, but I never watch them.
That's the trouble with videos.
Apparently, the male limpet has got a reproductive organ 6 feet long, relatively speaking.
Right, Clive.
I was trying to think when I last had a medical.
And did you know that whelks migrate?
No, I didn't, Les.
You fit as a butcher's dog.
There you are, Clive.
Hello, Peter.
Have you got a moment?
Yes, Peter.
I want to show you something.
Morning.
The wonderful thing about the post office, Clive, is the way that it has maintained its progressive attitude. Morning! Do you know that by the year 2000, every household will receive at least 3 pieces of unsolicited mail a day? We invested and reinvested in technology, and look at the results. OCR, Clive. Optical Character Recognition. A sorting machine that actually reads the addresses. I mean, can you believe that? Doing the work of 8 people. I've been dreaming about an OCR for years. We've been having 1 or 2 teething problems, of course. She can't cope with letters to Peterborough for some reason. Still, I am convinced that this machine will propel us into the next millennium. Look at that. Scratch on her already.
Oi! Get your hands off.
Sorry, Desmond. That's Desmond. OCR's personal technician. Progress staring you in the face, that is. You see, Clive? Tell you what, let's go and have a nice cup of tea. You see, Clive, I have always believed that the way to deal with new technology is with open arms. No point in fighting it.
You're right, Peter.
I mean, with an OCR installed, there's no reason why we can't win Sorting Officer of the Year by Christmas.
That'd be wonderful.
Yes. Do you know, Clive? Do you know what I have heard they are working on now? Virtual reality postman. The ultimate in technology without sacrificing good old-fashioned values. Ginger nut.
Oh, thank you, Peter.
Oh, yes. Things are definitely looking up for the post office, all right.
Good.
And that means good news for you, Clive.
Good.
You see, you don't have a driving licence, do you?
No, Peter.
No. Well, I'll be honest with you, Clive. Push bikes don't exactly fit in with the new technology. Leyland DAFs do, push bikes don't.
No.
You see, Clive, the labour force is going to have to be completely restructured. There is no way around that. There are going to have to be some redundancies, I'm afraid. Oh, not you. We're not going to make you redundant. No need to worry about that. No, we're going to give you early retirement.
Early retirement, Peter?
That is right. Oh, you're a bit overwhelmed, aren't you, Clive? Well, couldn't happen to a nicer bloke. That'll be another bloody letter to Peterborough.
Here's the culprit. It's got a paperclip in it, see? This is a sophisticated piece of machinery. It can't be dealing with paperclips.
Right. Came in. Coat off, coat on there. Shrink. Went to the fridge for cheese.
The new one-way system is a French design based on a series of interconnecting, ever-decreasing ring roads, each moving in an alternately opposite direction.
Alternately opposite?
Yes, an alternately opposite.
Palmerston Road, Holman, who's been sneezing for 2 weeks now. Until 1 o'clock, though, we're staying with transvestites. Let's go to line 1 first. Okay, Sandra, what's your story?
Christine,
I've got something to tell you.
You want to do what?
I've got some news.
Well, they
I'll be down in a minute.
So I thought he's having an affair. Well, you would, wouldn't you? I thought, my husband a weirdo. But then I thought, hang on, he's not a weirdo. He's Ken.
Christine!
Can't stop. Got to get to do it all for some more stuff.
No.
Don't tell me, Lawrence. Another stolen escort?
No, I've just remembered it's Tuesday.
What's wrong with Tuesday?
Tuesday night is my neighbourhood watch night. Oh, God.
Early retirement's the best thing that ever happened to me. You'll have time to do all sorts of things.
Like what?
Well, you could come out metal detecting with me for a start. I have got a Fieldmaster searcher at home that you could borrow. Nice little detector, pre-programmed discrimination.
So it's a bit of a shock, you know. Been a postman 35 years. I don't know if I can just stop.
Of course you can. Get yourself a nice little part-time job to keep yourself in pocket. Then you'll be sitting pretty. I could ask down Burger Boy if you want.
Well, being a postman's what I'm good at. Postman of the Year 2 years running I was.
I know that, Clive.
1978 and 9. You covered this bit last week, didn't you?
The mud flats are constantly moving. No patch stays the same for more than 2 days running. That is the joy of metal detecting, as you will soon discover. Yeah. Look at that. That's at least 5 years old. Now, you ask Harvey Ellis, he was worried about retiring. You should see the decoy ducks he carves now. And Christine's that.
Haven't told her.
Got to tell her, Clive.
Of course I'm going to tell her. She was up on the roof.
You're a lucky man, you know.
I'm only 52. I don't want to retire at 52.
I meant you're lucky having Christine.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be able to do all sorts of things with her once you're retired.
So it's a case of keeping your eyes open, but also not overreacting.
Sergeant Pittman is giving a talk about
Evening.
community policing.
Right then. Evening. Evening. All right, Ron? Sergeant Pittman.
What do you think about the over 50s martial arts course down at the college, Lawrence?
Well, I really don't think we need worry
In
about
my opinion, video surveillance would be more appropriate, with the holidays coming on.
Yes, but how about just telling a neighbour that you're going away?
Tell my neighbour you're going away and you'll have your TV set out of the front door before you get on the coach.
Well, I think I've said all I can on this subject.
Thank you, Lawrence. Sound advice, as usual. Anyone have anything else to report before we move on to dogs fouling the footpath?
I've still not found my cat. I read in the paper there are cat thieves operating in this region. They steal them for the fur.
They send them abroad.
There are some new people who've moved in across the road from us, and they do look rather foreign. I haven't spoken to them yet, but I see that they have a satellite dish. And they haven't put out any rubbish since they arrived here. I think you might check that out.
Well, I'd like to say a few words on the Neighbourhood Watch annual outing, if I may.
Is that the time? Will you excuse me? I need to get to the laundrette.
Stratford-on-Avon, I thought, this year.
I read somewhere that more people get robbed visiting Stratford-on-Avon than anywhere else in Britain.
I read that.
I know a nice restaurant on the A34 near Banbury, and then we can catch a matinee of Richard III.
Isn't Banbury the place they smash your car windows while you're stopped at traffic lights and steal your handbag?
Is the water hot enough for my bath now, Mrs. Swinger? I've brought my own towel.
Of course it is, dear.
From when?
Friday.
3 days' notice.
They pay me at the end of the month, but he said I don't have to work it.
Clive, can we afford this?
Well, as long as you keep on working.
How do you feel?
Oh, you can't stand in the way of technology, Christine. You have to embrace it.
You've got to be sure about it, Clive. A woman on the radio earlier blamed her eating disorder on being made redundant. I mean, what are you going to do with yourself?
All sorts of things. I could help you do up the house.
Well, as long as you don't start carving decoy ducks like Harvey Ellis. Drive Sheila up the wall. I'm late, and we got our new sister on the ward. You don't have to take it, you know. You can say no.
I know.
Have a nice day, sir.
I don't know about this, Ralph.
You're retiring the day after tomorrow. You need a job to go to. Now, let's start you off on boxes. You'll be all right on boxes. You have to flatten. It's not difficult. I started out on boxes. They promoted me to cheeseburgers now. I have to slip cheese in the bun. It's a bit fiddly, but it's not difficult either. Oh, you don't earn much, of course. You have to work out front to earn decent money. Morning, Kirsty. But they don't allow anyone over 25 to work out front. There's a different atmosphere in the back. There's a real camaraderie here. All right, Lang. What'd the doctor say?
Said it's fungal.
Here's Mr. Brewster, look. Morning, Mr. Brewster.
What are you doing here?
I just brought in my friend Clyde.
Does he want a job on boxes? Only Stan didn't come in again. I reckon he's dead this time.
You're joking.
In a few years, maybe, Peter.
Listen, Clive. If you get yourself a nice little part-time job, You'll be the richest person you know.
It's not the money, Peter. I don't want to stop being a postman.
You just don't understand, do you? We're not having bikes anymore. Your job isn't going to exist.
I'll do a walk.
We've got all the walkers we want.
I learned to drive.
Be serious, Clive.
I don't want to stop work.
Okay. You have it your way. If you want to keep working, you keep working. I'll give customer care a call. They'll soon fix you up.
Customer care?
Yes, always a job down there for a man of your experience. You can sit in a nice warm office and deal with complaints all day. Hello, Kelvin.
All right. I'll retire.
Vikings of stature were always buried with their boats, so they could cross the river to heaven. Inside were placed objects of gold and bronze and assorted articles of war. Now, we know that Redrick was a Viking of stature. I mean, his boat would have been dripping with gold and stuff. Now, the question is, was the Viking burial ground sited on the mudflats or up where Carpet City is now? See, Clive? The secret of good metal detecting is research.
Pony Express rider Bob Haslam was just past Cold Springs, Nevada, when Peyote Indians ambushed him. One by one, he picked them off with his twin revolvers, but then an arrow embedded into his arm, hit the bone and lay there quivering. Bob galloped on, but another arrow tore into his cheek, knocking out 5 teeth and breaking his jaw. You're early.
Just wanted to wish you good luck on your last day. You all right?
Fine.
You got bags under your eyes?
Don't worry about me.
You saw that programme last night, didn't you?
No, I didn't, lads.
Apparently, the Kalahari Bushmen have remained unchanged for over 2,000 years.
What, like, totally unchanged?
Totally.
Do they have furniture?
Give it to him one last time, Clive.
Yeah, cheers, Clive!
Well, I'm retiring. This is my last day. In fact, I've been given early retirement. Anyway, I'd just like to say how much I've enjoyed being your postman. It's been a wonderful job. Thank you. Sign here, please.
What?
That dressing gown. You must have had it 15 years.
Thank you.
Just caught me. Hang on. Is that a paper clip in there?
Why?
So what'd you get him?
A metal detector. It was his wife's idea.
Whoa.
And the strippogram. You probably guessed that.
Nothing to do with me.
Mr. and Mrs. Flint, Rattling Farm, Gloucestershire.
If this woman takes so much as her shoes off, you'll have industrial action. I mean it.
Stay calm. We can settle this.
If he's not here in 5 minutes, it won't matter. I've got to have my kids in school for 9.
Who the hell is he anyway?
Crouching low in the saddle, Clive Peacock spurred his Mustang and outpaced the Indian ponies as he rode 2 days and nights cross-country towards Gloucestershire.
Where is he?
Well, I thought he was with you.
Not what he's supposed to meet me up on the mud flats at 2 o'clock for his first metal detecting lesson.
Mrs. Peacock. Peter Robson. Personnel. Is Clive there? Is he?
No, I'm afraid he isn't.
It's just he isn't coming off his round yet. And we're getting all a little bit, you know, concerned.
Well, maybe he just slipped in and out and no one noticed. Well, you know what Clive's like. He doesn't like a fuss.
The problem is, Mrs. Peacock, that he hasn't brought in the 8 o'clock collection yet, or put his keys back in his box. And, well, the time is now, it's almost 3 o'clock. Mrs. Peacock. So you see, he's 7 hours late. And the regulations, I'm sorry to say, stipulate that at this juncture, with Royal Mail missing, I've got to call the police.
God, I hate driving in this town.
Want me to take over?
No. I mean, what's happening to the place? Nothing works properly anymore. Can't even trust Postman now. Come on!
Anyone sitting here?
The toast and no fried bread on mine. Yeah, tea, yeah.
Where are you heading?
Gloucestershire.
Set the B3095. You'll avoid the contraflow south of Warminster.
Right, thank you. Where are you headed?
Blandford.
There's some broken glass outside the garden centre at Pimpern.
Cheers. What's your load?
Royal Mail.
Weetabix.
They said that electronic mail would be the death of the post office. But no. We invested and reinvested in technology. And even as we speak, I believe they are working on virtual reality postmen.
Stamp. Stuck on upside down. Well, they messed up all the settings. We'll have to get the specialist in from Swindon.
You see, gentlemen, the beauty of progress. A specialist from Swindon can be called in at a moment's notice.
Mr. Robson?
What?
Detective Sergeant Pickman. I phoned.
Inspector?
Knowing Clive, he's just gone for a wander. Was his last day?
You don't go for a wander with a bag of Royal Mail.
He could have been mugged.
I reckon he was mugged.
Clive wasn't the sort to get mugged.
Yeah, he was the sort nothing happened to. He was a reliable sort.
He loved his job.
So why was he leaving?
He was offered early retirement. A very attractive package. Couldn't resist it.
That's interesting.
What?
That device for keeping your keys handy. I thought that name was familiar. Clive Peacock. He's that bloke in my neighbourhood watch. He's my neighbour.
So which one does he live in?
I don't know. I've never actually spoken to him. Wasn't the sort you speak to.
He's just gone for a bike ride, I'm sure. It's the sort of thing he does when he's on edge.
You mean he's gone off like this before?
Once or twice, when he's been under stress. You see, I don't think he was altogether happy about his early retirement.
Where does he go?
Just cycles about. When I had the miscarriage, he went off then.
The problem is, Mrs. Peacock, Royal Mail's gone missing, and the sorting office has to treat that very seriously.
Well, Clive wouldn't have taken anything. He'd be back by this evening.
Did you have any problems, Mrs. Peacock? Money problems, anything like that?
No.
Do you know if he took anything with him this morning, like a change of clothes? You noticed anything of his missing?
Sorry. I really don't know where things are. See, Clive's the organised one. Sorry, ironing board. Library book.
I'm sure you're right, Mrs. Peacock. He'll be back by tonight.
Yes.
However, if for some reason he isn't, I'd like to give the Echo a call and get his picture in. It always helps in these cases.
Oh, see.
Thank you, Mrs. Peacock.
So let us know the minute you hear anything, won't you?
Yes, of course. Come on, Clive.
Hello? Christine?
Clive? Clive, is that you?
Hello? I'm sorry to disturb you.
You're not disturbing me, pal. I'm just watching the ice skating.
I just wondered if you had a couple of spoons I could borrow.
Spoons?
I got a puncture.
Of course you have.
Thank you.
I've been in this business 15 years. There's good money in shoes. People always need shoes. When I started, my wife gave me 6 months. She said 6 months you'll be back with fridges. But shoes are a lot better to work with than fridges, and a damn sight lighter for a start. That Hungarian judge never gives more than 6, you know. You're right there.
Fine.
Here's one for you. Just say they wanted to make a film of your life, a movie. Someone decided to make the life of Clive, right?
Yeah?
Who would you have play you in the main role? What actor?
I don't know.
Have a think.
Well, maybe Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman? No, you're not him at all. He'd be miscast there, he would. You're much more... Ronnie Corbett. Ronnie Corbett, he'd do the job well. He's a good little actor. You want to know who I'd have play me?
Who?
Clint Eastwood.
Would you?
Yeah. Sort of wanderer, that's me. Riding into town with my shoes and riding out again. Clint is very good at playing a normal bloke who doesn't seem like anything special on the surface. But he's got a lot more going underneath that people don't know about.
That's why I'd choose Dustin Hoffman.
No! Dustin Hoffman would be all wrong. What about Michael Fish? He could play you.
The Weatherman?
If Ronnie Corbett turned you down.
Ralph.
Crying?
No, just been peeling onions. Tea?
Oh. Try not to worry yourself, Christine. He's probably just had an accident or something.
He hasn't contacted me or anything. I mean, what am I supposed to think? I mean, where did he spend the night, for heaven's sake? He didn't say anything to you?
No.
You two know each other so well.
We're mates. We don't talk much.
Ralph?
Yeah?
Did you and Clive ever discuss sex?
No. Never. No, honest, Christine, we never did.
It's just that me and Clive never hit it off in bed, you know.
Oh, well, he never mentioned that to me. Sorry, itchy ankle.
all this just feels so unreal. I mean, I could go a week without speaking or seeing Clive. There were just signs that he lived here. You know, washing up done, cottage pie in the fridge, newspapers picked up. Well, that's how I know he's not here, because the house is littered with newspapers. I feel a bit helpless, like I'm drifting out to sea.
I'm always here, Christine, if you need a lifeline.
Do you know how to cook a cottage pie?
Not a clue. They are strong onions, aren't they?
Do you, want a good time, love? Just walk out to your truck and I'll be with you in a minute.
I'm on my bike, actually.
I hate it when they say that.
Say what?
Police are baffled. I'm not baffled, I'm...
Watching the situation develop, aren't you, Lawrence?
Exactly.
Is that Palmerston Road woman still sneezing?
Oh, I don't know.
I heard she was going to be sponsored by Kleenex.
What do you reckon Clive Peacock's doing now? I see him on his bicycle, cycling down a country lane, no traffic, jacket off, sun in his face, pork pie in his saddlebag, just following the road wherever it takes him. Sooner we bring him back home, the better, really.
WPC McMahon speaking. Lawrence, it's a journalist called Sarah Seymour from the Mail.
Where?
The Daily Mail. She says she wants to speak to you about our missing postman.
What?
Mr. Flint, Rattling Farm. Howdy, good. Thank you.
Don't move. This is loaded. I ain't frightened to use it. You've had enough of your sort coming around here poaching?
I'm not a poacher. I'm a postman.
You tell the police that.
You're not Mr. Flint, are you?
I'm warning you, this is loaded.
Red-handed.
On what?
Poacher.
I'm a postman, honestly.
Well, go through, make yourself at home. I'll make some tea.
You're not making him a cup of tea. Call the police.
You'll be in the pub by now. Is that loaded?
Of course it's loaded.
Well, don't point it if it's loaded, Hugh.
Bloody poacher, I'm telling you.
He looks like a postman to me.
I am a postman. This is Rattling Farm, right?
Yes?
I've got a letter for you. There. That's the reason I'm here. I don't want your pheasant.
You're in big trouble, you are.
Hugh.
We got our own ways of dealing with your sort round here. Unpleasant ways.
Hugh. It's from Patricia.
What? What does she say?
She says she's all right. And she's got a job in Boots. Oh, there's a photo. Oh, look at her.
Excuse me. Do you do bed and breakfast by any chance?
Night, Mr. Peacock.
Good night.
Washed and pressed your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
You really a postman?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, thank you to Kenneth. Morning all. Warm welcome to the Jimmy Young program. Now, 100 years ago, the first case of dyslexia.
He says to tell you he's sorry about last night. You can't be too careful. Anyway, the gun wasn't really loaded.
That's all right.
And he says to give you this. It's the bird. Let it hang for a couple of days, then casserole it. Tell your wife.
Hello, anyone at home?
Mrs. Peacock, my name's Sarah Seymour. I'm a journalist for the Daily Mail. This is Dave Folds, a photographer.
Morning.
I wanted to phone, but...
You come about Clive?
Yes, we have. You see, we think there's an issue here, Mrs. Peacock. Are we really aware of the psychological effects on the workforce by the introduction of technology? Does early retirement undermine the...
You can come in if you give me a cigarette.
Do you think the post office should take some responsibility for Clive's disappearance?
Sorry.
If you really want to know, I've decided that thinking about anything is a bad idea. I'm keeping myself occupied, just trying to stay sane.
job. It's not worked properly since Christmas. People send too many cards these days. Oh, letterboxes like this just can't cope.
The spring seized up, that's all. I got some 3-in-1 in my saddlebag. There you are. Fixed it.
It's been all go today. Had a mattress delivered this morning, and now you. This is from her sister, properly cancelling her visit. I've just read my horoscope and it said, expect good news. What's yours?
Pardon?
Your star sign.
Oh, Leo.
Leo. All attempts at communication are doomed. You will be left isolated. The odds are stacked against you, but persevere because the planetary aspects are in your favour. Lucky old you.
Apple tree wick. Sounds nice.
I'm sorry about the Daily Mail, Mrs. Peacock. It's the Echo. It likes to feed stories to the big boys.
Oh, sorry about the mess. I'm distressing.
Oh, there's no need to let things get you down, Mrs. Peacock.
The good news is that all this national coverage has produced a number of sightings of Clive.
Oh, good. Is he all right?
He seems perfectly all right, Mrs. Peacock. Farmer in Gloucestershire's been in touch saying they actually put Clive up for the night. And a man near Leamington Spa called in, said he was in there yesterday.
Well, what was he doing near Leamington Spa?
Apparently, he delivered a letter there. He did the same at the farm in Gloucestershire. This may sound fantastic, Mrs. Peacock, but it seems that Clive is...
Yes?
delivering the mail.
Oh, well, that clears that up then, doesn't it?
Something the matter, Lawrence?
What do you make of her? I mean, if I was behaving the way Clive Peacock is, I want my wife to do a lot more than she's doing.
I suppose so.
I mean, he's not really a criminal, is he? When a man does a job for 30 years and then retires and looks around and sees an empty future, he's going to say to himself, what have I done with my life? Where's it gone? What now?
Now, before we move on to discuss the Gypsy encampment, I'd like to confirm that the date for the outing to Stratford is September the 10th. Now, I know that's a month away, but I do need numbers now, so...
Just a moment, Ron. Before we go any further, I've got something to say. I want to know what our feelings are on the Clive Peacock situation.
Well, I'm afraid he'll have to have his name on the list by Friday or he can't come.
I wasn't referring to the outing, Ron. I was referring to his disappearance, which should concern us all. We are his neighbours, his friends, his community. I know this is a police matter, but it occurred to me that maybe we're the ones best equipped to reach out to him in some way.
We could put photocopies of him on telegraph poles. Like I did for my cat. Is the water hot enough for a bath, Mrs. Springer?
We never had much of a sex life. We never hit it off in bed. I didn't mind, but now I can't help feeling we missed out.
Have you ever discussed it with him?
I wonder if one day that you say that you care. If you say you love me madly, I'll gladly be there like a puppet on the string. Ah! Oh! Oh! Oh!
Evening.
Evening.
She likes to watch the weather.
What the hell has she done to the wall?
He's got that crack in his glasses, have you seen it? Go and ask him then, go on.
Evening.
We've been talking.
Aye.
We reckon that you're that missing postman.
Who?
The missing postman, the one that's been on the telly.
Oh, no, you're mistaken. And in the paper. Does look like me, doesn't he?
You're fooling no one, lad.
So, what are you drinking?
In the split second the farmer was distracted, you grabbed the shotgun, right?
It wasn't quite like that. Then you wrestled it out of his hand.
Then made your escape, eh? Good for you.
Danny, a pint for me and a pint for postman.
Actually, I seem to remember it was getting dark by then. At bedtime, in fact.
So you ran out to your bike and you pedalled off into the night firing warning shots. And then you found somewhere to camp out under the stars.
Fantastic.
Well, the mail has to go through, doesn't it? So where are you heading next, Clive? Oh, it's all over now, I think. It's time I went home.
Hey? What do you mean it's all over?
Well, the police want me, don't they?
You're not letting that worry you, are you?
Well, no.
You've got to accept a little opposition, Clive.
Yes, but I've stolen Royal Mail, see?
You've stolen nothing that's not rightfully yours. Your job.
And besides, you can't give up now, Clive. You've got too many people rooting for you.
You're an inspiration, you are. What?
An inspiration.
Aye. Who to?
To the working man and woman, Clive, that's who. You've done what other folk only talk about doing. Oh, Alfie and Matt work in the estate agents now. Joe and his wife Pam have the gourmet sandwich bar across the road.
Pam's Pantry. Very popular.
Kevin here, he may manage the mountain bike shop, and me, I have a thriving narrowboat eye business. But it wasn't long ago that we all used to work down at the rubber factory. What's now the Industrial Bloody Heritage Centre.
Bastards.
When we lost our jobs, we were devastated. But did we do anything about it?
No.
Did we, Eck? We just accepted it. Not like you. You set an example. You've stood up for yourself, for what you know to be true.
Not sure about that.
Have another pint.
You're the man that refused to give up his job, you are. The People's Postman. That's what they'll call you.
Yeah, love.
But I can't go on. I need to get home to my wife.
Your missus can cop on her own for a bit.
Stop bullying him, you lot. If he wants to go home and see his wife, let him. I love that rustic decor in your house, by the way. Is that you or her?
All her.
I see. She can look after herself. She's that sort.
My bike's broken.
Kev, what's the best bike in your shop?
Giant Bronco would suit him nicely.
Right, we'll give him one. Vic's Narrowboat Tire will sponsor it.
Oh, that's very kind.
And you're probably getting short of funds as well. Lads. So don't tell us that it's all over, Clive Peacock. Because it's not. It's only just begun. Here, press that button there. Right.
Say cheese.
Cheese!
Got you.
I wonder if you could post this for me, please. Only I don't think I can get anything else on the bike. And it's my uniform, and that'll cover the postage. Thank you.
Alcoa CU92 frame with a low chainstay design. 4130 Cromley box of front forks with replacement dropouts. Weight 11.7 kilos. 24-speed Shimano XT derailleurs with X-ray shift levers. Side panions with sleeping bag, waterproof maps, spare top and bottom. Letters up front. Now remember, you don't fight a bike like this, you give it its head. You trust it.
Trust it, right.
Try to maintain a riding position between 30 and 60 degrees.
Right, you want the B6160 for Appletree Wick, Clive?
Aye, you'll be there, me teacher, no trouble. What can I say?
Don't say anything. Just keep going till the bag's empty.
Keep going till the bag's empty, right?
Remember, for every letter you deliver, it's one in the eye for the management.
One in the eye for the management, right? Don't fight it!
Go, Clive!
Outside, Skipton, West Yorkshire.
Right. Thank you.
Right. What's going on, Pitman?
Well, the story seems to have caught the public imagination, sir.
National Press. 6 o'clock news. He'll have his own chat show and you'll still be looking for him.
Well, he's proving hard to track down, sir.
Sorry to interrupt, but Clive Peacock was seen last night in Skipton in a pub called The Navigation. Seems he was a bit drunk.
Right. Get the local force to pick him up and you two get up there and bring him back.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I really don't know what the problem is. He's on a bicycle and you've got a Vauxhall Astra.
Want me to drive?
No.
I'll talk to you. How's that? Keep you awake. Did you say you were married,
We're divorced. 2 teenage boys.
I'm divorced. You got a girlfriend?
No. How about you?
I haven't got a girlfriend.
No, no, I mean boyfriend, partner.
No. Why'd you ask?
No reason. Shall we see what's on the radio?
Do you like this?
Yeah!
Run in.
Was he a charismatic sort of person, would you say?
Right.
Oh, it was Mr. Charisma. He was also very normal.
One of the lads. Oh, he could hold his beer.
He had this underlying sadness about him.
Aye, he did.
Vulnerability.
Aye.
And you could see that he had a grim determination.
Very grim.
He said, I'm going to deliver these letters. It's the last
Oh,
thing.
bloody hell.
Cut.
Danny, this is Detective Sergeant Pittman, Dorset CID. Wants to ask you a few questions about Clive Peacock.
Look, I'm supposed to be having my picture taken by this bloke from the Evening Argus, and then I promised the local radio an interview.
It won't take a minute.
Might be able to fit you in then. Am I all right sitting here?
Sit wherever you like.
Well, I'm only asking, you see, because the cameraman from the television, he wanted me over there by the window so he could, you know, get the canal in the background. But the director disagreed. He wanted me over here on a stool looking, well, you know, casual.
You sit where you like, because all I want you to do is tell me what happened when you met Clive Peacock.
Well, don't you want to know what sort of person he was?
No.
Whether he looked like a man on a mission?
Just tell me what happened.
Well, her from the Daily Mail did.
Get off! Get off! Get down here! Get...
Theoretically, it's treason, you know.
Right. What is?
Interfering with the Royal Mail. We're looking at a modern-day Dick Turpin here.
See, I've made him out to be more like Robin Hood.
Yeah, well, he's going to be bigger than both of them by the time it's finished. They dropped that story about the homosexual hippo at Bristol Zoo last night to make room for him.
Welcome to Pam's Pantry. My name's Joe. We're having name tags done soon. How may I help you?
2 teas.
Certainly. And may I tempt you with a gourmet sandwich from our choice of 256 combinations? Be as creative as you like.
I'll have cheese.
Cheese.
I'll have prawn and avocado, please.
Wise choice. Very popular.
What are you lot doing here? That's what I'd like to know. None of you cares one jot about Clive Peacock. Why do you think he's run away like this? Any ideas?
It's clear why Clive left. There's a protest against being replaced by a machine.
Miss, I know Clive Peacock. He wouldn't protest if you set fire to his trousers.
Oh, come on. This is a good holiday story, you know that. The public can identify with this bloke. He's doing what we'd all like to do. Yep.
Yes? Clive Peacock is crying out for help. Can't you understand that? He needs support, not an audience.
He's a symbol.
He's a bloody postman. You lot need to remember that. You're turning into something he's not. You're pumping him up like a balloon just so you can let him go and everyone can watch him go right round the room.
One prawn and avocado, one cheese on the house. But if you could see your way to mentioning Pam's Pantry in your report, I'd be ever so grateful.
We're police, you blind pillock.
Well, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Bollocks.
That's what Pam says.
Are you Harriet?
Yes.
I think this is for you.
Mum! It's the Missing Postman!
Well, why don't you come and join the party?
Yeah!
He was seen in Apple Tree Wick about half an hour ago.
They took their time giving us that.
They had to phone the newspapers to find out. I'll ask for backup, shall I?
No, we won't need backup.
Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Harriet!
Happy birthday to you. Hooray!
Everyone in my husband's factory thinks you're wonderful. Except my husband, of course. He's the managing director.
More parcels over there!
All right, more
You lot, wait in your cars. I'm asking the questions this time, and if you lot set one foot on this land, I'll have you for trespass.
I think you deserve this.
Thank you.
The police are outside.
What?
Quick, this way.
Oh.
This way.
My hat.
Got it.
Detective Sergeant Pittman.
You spoilt my party.
Thanks for having me.
Don't forget your party bag. There he is!
Go straight on, sir. We can head him off on Main Road.
All right, Clive. Let's call it a day, shall we? In the car. Clive, you're going to be all right. You lot, stay back! Right, Clive. It's time to come home. Clive!
Hello, sister? I won't come in tonight if you don't mind. It's all getting a bit of a strain and I think I'll have an early night. Oh, thanks. Yeah, bye.
Postman Clive Peacock climbed back in the saddle and headed for the pass, unaware of what dangers lay ahead. All he knew was that as long as he had mail beating in his bag, he would keep on riding.
Clive Peacock, the Dorset postman who went missing with a bag of mail after being given early retirement, appears to be delivering his letters by hand.
Clive was last seen crossing the Scottish border and heading towards the west coast. The search for him is currently centred around optician shops in the area. It is believed that Clive's broken glasses are giving him problems.
Today we are offering a £500 reward to anyone who has seen the missing postman. So whether you think that Clive Peacock is a lonely Luddite or a survivor striking a blow for the working man, give me a call now. And
He's the people's postman, isn't he? He's like Don Quixote on a bicycle. He's the man who refused to give up his job.
Public sympathy riding with him. You can feel it. I love a letter from the missing postman. It would make my
I think he's off his trolley. Oh, you can't go around behaving like that. He should be locked up.
seen it.
Seen what?
He's on page 5. That is the main feature page. He watched late night horror film with me, said Diane Walsh from Lichfield. He'll be on the front before this is over. I'm going to start a scrapbook. I'll tell you what, he isn't going to recognise this place when he gets home, is he? Here's a parcel for him.
Oh, it's from him. That's his own writing.
Well, aren't you going to open it?
No. It feels like clothes. It's his dirty washing, I expect.
Have I come at a bad time?
I'm sorry, Ralph. I'm very grateful for you coming round, keeping me up to date. Really, I am.
No trouble.
It's just that I've decided I've got to start thinking about myself a bit more in all this.
Of course you have, Christine.
I've convinced myself that Clive has gone off because he has to work some things out, and when he's done that, I'll be happy to have him back. There's nothing else I can do.
You've been a tower of strength, you know, Christine. I am so impressed at the way you've kept going.
Oh, it hasn't been easy. You've been a big support to me, Ralph.
Someone's got to look after you.
I do want you to keep on coming round.
Shall I?
You have reached Christine Peacock Interior Design. Unfortunately, there's no one available to take your call at the moment. But if you leave a message after the tone, I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Interior design? Hello?
Is Mary there?
No, she isn't.
Well, who's that then?
I think you've got a wrong number.
Oh, I am sorry. I haven't disturbed you, have I?
No.
It's nothing important. I was just phoning for a chat.
That's all right.
Well, better get myself to bed.
Me too.
You're not from round here, are you?
No, just passing through.
On your holidays?
Sort of.
I'm Norma, by the way.
I'm Clive. I like that 1 foot in the grave with what's his name, but they don't make 'em like they used to.
Faulty Towers. That one had me in stitches.
Yeah, that too.
Escape and adventure. The missing postman is supposed to personify escape and adventure. This place does not say that to me. Right, come on, I want a creative idea out of each of you.
Hello, my name's Sarah Seymour. I'm a journalist with the Daily Mail. I wonder if you could help me and tell me if this man has been in your shop recently.
It's that whistling postman, Mr. Couric.
I want this kept low-key, OK? If and when he gets here, keep that shower out the way.
Leave it to us. There's just one thing. You're on a double yellow, and the traffic wardens are very keen round about here.
Are you asking me to move my car?
One of them booked his own wife last week. There's a paying display not far from here.
There he bloody is. Where's my keys?
They're in your pocket.
No, they're not. Come on. take this side.
Sorry, I'm desperate to go. Oh, shit.
Well, that's 10 Hail Marys for a kick-off.
Oh, no.
What are you doing there?
I dropped my glasses.
Just tell me your sins, there's a good man.
What sins do you mean exactly?
I don't know what sins. Start with bad language and work your way up.
Bad language, right. And, I've stolen something.
You'll say 5 Hail Marys and 5 Our Fathers, and you will give those letters back.
How about if I deliver them?
What?
Wouldn't that be all right?
Yes, all right. Every one of them, mind. Now make an act of contrition, then go in peace. God be with you.
You need help. I haven't got the equipment to replace these over the counter, Mr. Peacock. They'll need to be sent away. Take a fortnight to get a new pair, I'm afraid.
Hang on. I'm thinking, if there's someone with a similar prescription to Mr. Peacock's, someone who lives locally, maybe they can loan him a pair.
I don't want to impose.
Well, you're not imposing, Mr. Peacock. I dare say you've got the support of everyone who wears glasses. They haven't had somebody like you to champion since Eddie the Eagle.
You're heading for Arran, is that right?
Yes.
Mr. Sinclair, Glenloom Cottage, about a mile from the ferry. Similar prescription. No telephone number, but you can always call in.
Worth a try.
Thank you very much.
You'll find us a helpful lot in the General Optical Council. I like to think of us as a sort of RAC for the visually impaired. If you're ever in need of any assistance, don't hesitate to call any one of us.
Thank you. Hello? Anyone home? Mr. Sinclair?
And I think we'll probably see Ben Lampsey coming back a little bit right now. One lane higher. Both of these Leeds guys really tough, and I know they both want to make it to the finals. I was talking to their coach, Terry Dennison, after the heats this morning, and he's very confident that both these lads can go very fast indeed here. Ben Lafferty, well, he's got an extra backstroke.
Mr. Sinclair? Oh, there you are.
I'm sorry to disturb you, Mr. Sinclair. You don't know me. You're missing the end of Grandstand, Mr. Sinclair. Wake up, Mr. Sinclair. Oh, I'm speaking for Mr. Sinclair. No, I'm just a neighbour, but I think the doctor should see him as soon as he can. No, he can't come into surgery. Thank you. It's me, the missing postman.
are you? And how are you feeling now?
Fine. Where are my clothes?
Your clothes are drying out, don't you worry about them. Oh, that curtain rail falling off again. It's on my list of things to do. Would you look at it out there? It's the tail end of Hurricane Lucy, you know. You were in a state. I almost called the doctor out, you had such a temperature. All that way with a letter. And it was just someone wanting bed and breakfast on the bank holiday weekend. I'll have to say no as well. Doesn't everyone look stupid with a thermometer in their mouth?
There are warnings of gales in all areas. The general synopsis at 0600. Low northern Scotland 956 moving rather quickly northeast and filling 962 by 0600.
Where do you think you're going?
Oh, I've got to get moving.
You don't understand. You won't get off the island today. The boats won't cross in this. Besides, you look as if you could use a day off. Come on. I thought you might have a letter for me. I thought if anyone deserves one, I do. I'm a great letter writer, you see. I write at least one a day.
Who to?
I write to my MP. I write to the local bus company a lot, to my pen friend in Canada. I'm writing to Roundtrees at the moment about the new orange-flavoured Kit Kat. It was a bold move to meddle with something so popular, but they did. And it worked. You've had a lark, haven't you? What does your wife say?
She can look after herself.
You sound like my husband.
Where is your husband?
He's at sea. He's a fisherman.
He wasn't out last night.
Somewhere.
Linda.
What?
I just wanted to see if your name was Linda.
Here's me and Howard on our honeymoon. We took the lovely Linda over to Skye. We had a beautiful week. Here's me gutting fish, look.
What's this?
That's me one Christmas.
You've got a black eye.
Howard hit me. He was drunk. They all drink too much when they're home. I made my friend Tricia take the picture. She didn't want to, but I insisted. I think a photo album should reflect the unhappy memories as well as the happy ones. They're all part of life. There's Howard burying the dog, look.
When's Howard due home?
Would you like a whiskey, Mr. Peacock?
Why not, Mrs. Taylor?
I wrote to this distillery and they sent me a free case of the stuff.
Must have been a particularly good letter.
I told them how their product got me through a difficult time in my life. When the rescue stopped looking for Howard.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that he's lost at sea. They never found him. Never even found the boat. He's been lost for 2 years now. I've got a picture of the helicopter crew somewhere if you'd like to see it.
No, that's all right. Has anyone stayed here since Howard disappeared?
No, the house needs too much work. We were in the middle of fixing the place up. I used to save up jobs that needed doing while he was away. I still write them down in bits of paper and put them in here. When he was home, we used to take them out one by one and do them together. Erect cling film dispenser in kitchen.
Oh, don't look at me. I'm no good at DIY. My wife looks after all that kind of thing.
Did she never show you how?
No.
How do you expect to be any good at something if nobody shows you how? Come on, you'll soon pick it up.
Grab the splash tiles around the bath.
Come on. Need to do that window as well. Mr. Peacock?
Certainly.
I've got an itch on my back. Would you scratch it for me? Halfway up, over to the right-hand side. Up a bit. Left a bit. Up a bit more. Oh, that's it.
Lucy's such a gentle name. A child's name. I wouldn't call her Hurricane Lucy. I wonder who makes up the names for hurricanes.
Why are you running away, Mr. Peacock?
Something I'm good at, Mrs. Taylor. Pins and needles.
Oh, thank you. Heard the news. Plane crash in Colombia. 93 dead, including crew.
Morning, Frank. This is a friend of Howard's. He got stranded by the storm.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that the ferry's running again then.
Oh, I thought I'd stay and finish the job.
Now, the Defence Secretary Michael Portello was embarrassed tonight by his local constituents over a deal between his party and the makers of the Big Mac hamburger.
Who are you writing to now?
Zanussi.
Who?
Zanussi, the washing machine people. I bought one of their models recently and I really like it, so I'm writing to tell them. I love the taste of envelopes.
To scratch your back again.
I was just thinking, if I was to post a letter to my pen friend in Canada, I could give it to you to deliver, and then I could sit on your crossbar and we could head off together.
Better still, we could get a tandem.
And then from there I could write a birthday card to the Brazilian Prime Minister and we could cycle down to Rio. From there I'd write to the East and Orient Hotel in Penang, ordering a double room with a bath and sea view, and we could head out east. We could travel the world on the price of a stamp.
Postal service isn't to be abused, you know.
I know. I was just thinking, what are you going to do when you run out of letters?
That bone marrow woman's dead.
Oh dear.
Uzbekistan's flared up as well. It's all gloom and doom.
Where's Uzbekistan?
I don't know. I just listened to the wireless. I've only been off this island the once, when I bought my Reliant Robin in 1977. Switch on the wireless and the world comes to you. That's my motto.
It's a nice spot you've got here.
That's what it says in the tourist brochures. An idyllic fishing port where time has stood still. Get a lot of visitors here, you know. They're going to put traffic bumps along this road soon.
Have you ever been unfaithful before?
This doesn't feel like being unfaithful.
No.
Feels like something I should have done a long time ago.
Good.
I've always wanted to lie awake with my lover in the dark and tell her things I've never told anyone else.
Like what?
Things.
What things?
Can I tell you something that happened 22 years ago?
Yeah.
So my wife was pregnant. About 6 weeks before the baby was born.
You never said you had any.
I don't. You see, I was using a stepladder to change a light bulb. And one of the steps gave way and broke, third from the bottom. But I didn't repair it. I just slotted it back together and left it for the next person to take the blame, as a child might. Well, the next person was my wife. 8 months pregnant, and she still insisted on decorating the house. I kept asking her to take it easy. We'd been trying to have a baby for some time, you see. She'd already had one miscarriage. But she said decorating relaxed her. She was doing the bedroom for the baby. Anyway, she climbed the stepladder, and when she got to the third rung, it gave way and she fell. She was a bit shaken, but she didn't seem to have hurt herself. But then she stopped feeling the baby kick. We went to see the doctor, and he spent a long time examining her, and he called in another doctor. And finally, they told us they were very sorry, but they could find no heartbeat for the child. We were sent for an X-ray, and there was the umbilical cord knotted around its neck. Baby still had to be born, of course. Christine still had to go through labor. We went into hospital one dark, stormy night in November. I packed a bag and made some sandwiches. Christine went through all the pain. When I was born, little boy, we never even saw him. We never got to hold him even. Midwives whisked him away and we were left alone in this pale green room. We thought about giving him a name, but decided not to in the end. Later, one of the nurses told us he'd been perfect. Christine had to stay in the hospital overnight. She said she could hear the cries of the newborn babies down the corridor. I remember I had to walk home because I only had a provisional license. I couldn't drive unless someone who'd passed their test was sitting in the passenger seat. When I got home, I made a cottage pie to keep busy. I couldn't look in the mirror for days. Looking back on it now, I wish I'd got the next door neighbour to come and take a picture of me, like you would have done. Because I've nothing to remember it all by now. I took a course in cycle maintenance to keep my mind off it, and Christine did one in plastering. We never talked about it. That's not our way. If anything unpleasant happens to us, we just try and forget about it. So you see, I've never owned up about the stepladder. You're the first person I've told in 20 years. This is about as emotional as I get, by the way.
They're only journalists.
The police are never far behind. I can't stop now. I need to.
Finish the job. Oh, go on. Turn right at the house. Take the back lane and you'll be on the road to the ferry. You'll catch the 8 o'clock. I'll stall them for as long as I can. And here.
What's this?
Just open it in an emergency. Hi, you've been looking for bed and breakfast. Well, you'll be pleased to know that we've just opened again after An extensive refurbishment. Come on through. He never mentioned anything about being a postman. He said his name was Mr. Smith. He kept showing me a picture of his wife. He was the perfect guest, I might add, a real gentleman. I was quite sorry when he left yesterday afternoon.
To my lovely Linda, bed and breakfast will never be the same again. Clive.
Yeah, Maud. Come on. Thank you.
Stone me, what a stroke of luck. The missing bloody postman. Trevor Ramsey, Public Relations. I handle Castle Hotels, prestige chain. We've got a property on the island. Could have put you up there if I'd known.
Thank you.
Listen, Clive, let me buy you breakfast. There's a little cafe over by the booking office. We need to talk.
Oh, it's very kind, but I'm catching the boat.
Clive, come on. You've done very well. You've strung them along, but you're going to have to cash in soon, and then you're going to need professional help. Which newspaper are you dealing with?
I'm not interested, thank you.
Oh, Clive, you've got to tell your story to a national newspaper. You owe that much to your public. Yeah, and what about merchandising, huh? I don't suppose you've even thought about that, have you? What about this? Right off the top of my head, the Missing Postman board game. 6 players, one person's the missing postman, he throws the start, and the others have to catch him before he's delivered all the letters. Be perfect for Christmas, that would? What's the matter? Ah, my friends, the media. You stay here. I'll take care of them. And how much are Vic's narrowboat hire paying you, by the way?
Nothing.
Nothing? Bastards! I'm not having a client of mine treated like that. I'll fix you up with Tetleys or something. Clive decided it was time that somebody made a stand. He wasn't going to be cast aside like some used part. He knew that he had something that no machine could ever have. A soul.
There he is! Give us a wave, Clive!
Give us a call, Clive!
Page 3, look. We're getting there. I went to school with him.
That cobweb look real to you?
Yeah.
Doesn't to me.
Look at that. That woman from Palmerston Road, the one who can't stop sneezing, she's got herself in the Nationals now. Only page 7, mind.
How'd you get spiders to move into your house, do you know?
No.
Oh, guess what? Guess what? I've been asked to decorate a hairdressing salon in town.
That is wonderful news, Christine.
Peacock Interiors is taking off. I feel inspired.
You've changed, you know.
That's the most philosophical thing you've ever said to me, Ralph.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, guess who else phoned? The tourist board. They want to put a plaque outside the house saying the missing postman lives here. Can you believe that?
You're kidding.
I said to them, but the missing postman doesn't live here. He's missing.
I reckon that
Tim Rice is very underestimated. I mean, have you ever really listened to the words to Evita?
What the hell was that?
This is the night mail crossing the border, bringing the cheque and the postal order. Letters for the rich, letters for the poor, the shop on the corner, the girl next door. Letters of thanks, letters from banks, applications for situations, and timid lovers' declarations, and gossip, gossip from all the nations.
Hello, you don't know me.
Yes, I do.
You know, I've always wanted a giant Bronco.
They're dependable machines.
Do you find the carbon fibre production process really makes a difference to performance?
A bit.
What about the laser rims? Do they enable you to create the four-wheel drive effect?
Sometimes, now and again.
You know, you should think about contact lenses, an adventurer like yourself.
News circumstantial, news financial, letters with holiday snaps to enlarge in, letters with faces drawn in the margin. In the farm as he passes, no one wakes, but a jug in a bedroom gently shakes.
Sorry. Excuse me!
2 months non-stop sneezing. I wouldn't fancy that. She's going for the world record.
What about that missing postman?
What about him?
Said in the paper that a letter delivered and cancelled by him is worth £300.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. He's got a letter of mine, you know. Has he? I posted it in that box at 7:30 on the morning he disappeared with the 8 o'clock collection. So he must have it in his bag.
Excuse me. That letter you mentioned, do you remember where you sent it?
Who are you?
He's our policeman off the telly.
It would really help me to know where you addressed that letter to. Yeah, slow down.
It was to Points of View.
The TV show. I said, will you slow down? I can't open these stupid bags.
It was about Paul Daniels, how he brings me out in a rash.
And you're sure you posted it that morning? No, will you slow down, you stupid thing? I want to see the manager about these bags.
Now look what you've done.
You're sure you posted it that morning? Before 8 o'clock to the BBC? You're sure about that?
Points of View?
You know, the TV show. Viewers right in the back.
I know what bloody Points of View is. What I want to know is what it's got to do with anything.
It's the break I've been waiting for, sir. Peacock has got that letter in his bag. At last, I'm one step ahead of him. Now, I know where he's going. Now, if I take a surveillance van, stake out TV centre, I've got him.
No.
Sir, I really think it'd be good for this town to bring Clive Peacock home.
Do you? Well, that's funny. Because I think it'd be much better if he never came anywhere near this place again. If you really want to do something for this town, Pitman, go and find the hooligan who loosened the chief traffic planning officer's wheel nuts.
Now, I could use police officers, but I don't want the heavy-handed approach. I want us, his neighbours, to reach out to him and bring him back home safely. Is this part of the community policing initiative, Lawrence? You could say that, Ron, yes. You can count me in, then.
And me.
And me, dear.
Are we going to be armed?
What?
Well, what happens if he resists arrest?
We're not going to arrest him, Len. We're going to bring him home.
How?
Right, well, this is what I intend to do. 5 volunteers, myself included, will take a van, and taking shifts, we'll stake out the BBC television centre until Clive turns up. I'll be one of them.
And me.
Me too.
I'll make some deviled eggs.
Good, right, yes, very good. Right, so I'll get the surveillance van and we'll set off first thing in the morning. Spend all weekend up there if need be. What? This weekend? Well, Clive was last seen leaving an optician's near Leeds 2 nights ago, and the rate he's travelling, he could be in London tomorrow afternoon. Well, that would prove unpopular, I think, Lawrence.
Yes.
Certainly would.
Out of the question.
Why? Well, this weekend is the outing.
He hasn't been paying attention, has he?
There's an itinerary displayed in the newsagents with a menu from La Langoustine and a list of those going. I notice your name isn't on it, by the way, Lawrence.
Sod the stupid outing.
Would you like your bath now, Mrs. Atherton?
Got any glasses?
What's that for?
Celebrate your hairdressing contract.
There's something different about you tonight, Ralph.
Oh, yeah? What?
Well, I don't know. Of course. Not carrying your metal detector. I've only just discovered pasta. Virtually live off it. It's so versatile. I've had an idea to decorate a wall with tagliatelle. What do you think?
I think you're a very creative woman, Christine.
Thanks. Just wish I'd started all this earlier. Never knew what I was capable of. You all right?
Fine. I was wondering if I... Oh. No. After you.
No, after you.
All right, then. I was just going to ask if I could spend the night with you.
Oh.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say that the hairdresser that I'm doing the job for has got a whole chain of salons and he might ask me to redesign them all.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, it would, yeah. I mean, what I really need to get the business off the ground is good publicity.
Oh, I know. So, what do you think then, Christine, about me spending the night?
Look at these. Clive used to look after them and I've neglected them. I think you better go now, Ralph.
Right you are then. Well, thank you very much for supper. It was very nice of you. See myself out. You did it, kid. You did it after 22 years. You finally asked her. You didn't muck about. Just came straight out with it. I'm proud of you. That is called being honest.
Morning, Lawrence.
Morning. You're sure you're happy about doing this now?
Yes.
I mean, it's your Saturday off and everything.
I weren't doing anything special.
We could be there all weekend.
Good job we're kitted out then.
I can take the first watch. You can get some rest on that mattress if you want.
No, I'll stay and keep you company. You see, I enjoy my job. I like the people I work with. I've enjoyed getting to know you on this case, Lawrence.
Right.
First I thought you were a bit, you know, standoffish. But you're just a loner, really, aren't you?
I suppose I am.
A bit shy. Is that why you've never called me by my first name?
I have? Haven't I? Oh, haven't I called you?
Rachel. No, you never have.
I tell you what, Rachel. Why don't you nip down to Shepherd's Bush and get us something to eat from that Mexican takeaway we passed? Why don't you do that, Rachel?
See, it's a spiritual ingredient of sex that fascinates me. Men never seem to understand that. That's because the pleasure they derive is so one-dimensional.
These burritos are tasty.
Seems to me that men experience sex on a purely physical basis, whereas women experience it on a number of different levels.
That chili sauce makes your nose run, though, doesn't it?
Don't you agree, Lawrence?
Well, up to a point.
I think it's because men are so wrapped up in role play. They can't be themselves. That's what I like about you, Lawrence. You're not the self-conscious type. You let women come to you, don't you?
What?
Sure you don't want some of this?
No thanks.
Well, don't let me drink it all now.
Oh, right. Well, maybe.
Got to enjoy your Saturday night. That's what I say. What do you normally do for fun on the weekend, Lawrence?
Oh, I try to unwind.
Doing what?
Tidy up and stuff. Sometimes my boys come over.
How old are you, Lawrence?
51.
You'll be up for retirement soon then, won't you?
Yeah, next year, in fact.
What are you going to do then?
Haven't really thought.
Don't tell me you're going to become the missing policeman.
Yeah, I get a part-time job, I suppose. I know a lot of retired police officers gone into supermarket security. Read more, watch documentaries, get more involved in the local community. I'm looking forward to it.
You know, Lawrence, I said you weren't self-conscious. Well, you could loosen up a bit.
You think so?
Without a doubt.
I suppose you're right. Always wanted to play boogie-woogie piano. Just well enough to get a few friends round for a session. A few beers. What are you doing?
I mean, you've got integrity. I haven't met a man with integrity since I was 30. But you got to stop behaving like a grown-up all the time.
Rachel, please.
Oh, shut up, Lawrence. Just come here and do something instinctive. You know, Lawrence, you're the first man I've ever met who hasn't tried to hold his stomach in while he took his shirt off.
No. Oh, no.
Lawrence, where are you going?
Clive! Clive! Let me through. Police. Look, Clive! Look, don't go, please. Look, I am a policeman, honestly. Look, you let him through. He's a postman.
He's the missing postman.
I know he's a missing postman. I'm the bloody policeman who's been trying to catch him.
Well, I'm definitely not letting you in then. He's one of us.
Look, Clive, it's me, Lawrence Pittman. How are you?
All right.
Good. Look, it's good to see you. Look, I'm not going to arrest you. I just want to speak to you.
Speak to him then.
I'm going to. Clive, listen, look. This has gone on long enough. People want you back home. Your wife wants you back. Your friend with the metal detector, he wants you back. The neighbourhood watch were saying just the other night how things aren't the same without you. Look, there's a lot of sympathy for you, Clive. But don't push your luck, okay?
Excuse me, Lawrence, I think you're forgetting something. You're forgetting me.
You tell him, Clive.
The truth is, I've been trying to come home ever since I left. Every day I wake up and, like you, I think this has gone far enough, Clive. Time you went home now. Home to your wife, to your friends, to your retirement. And then I think about it a bit more, and I get this knot inside my stomach. And I can't bring myself to do it. All I know is that all I have to do is put my hand in my bag and bring out a letter, and everything's fine again.
What have you done to yourself? You look different.
What have I done? I'll tell you what I've done. I've gone and jumped off a cliff, but instead of falling, I'm flying. That, and I've got myself contact lenses. Bit itchy, but apparently I'll get used to them. I've got to go now.
Screwed that up, didn't you?
What's your name?
I ain't telling you that.
Monday morning, you're going to be out of a job. I'll see to that personally.
Suits me. I'm getting made redundant on Friday.
Points of view. Don't suppose you've got any letters want posting? No.
Bollocks.
Put this on for the photos, Clive. Come on. Got your bike in the back. Hop in. I've booked you into a hotel in the West End. Minibar, cable TV, you'll love it. That's what I call publicity. To tell you the truth, I could have picked you up before they got to you, but I thought, why waste such a perfect photo opportunity?
I'd like the full English, if I may, please, Trevor.
The full English. I love it. That's just the image I want for you, Clive. Full English breakfast, red telephone boxes, Morris Minors, village cricket. How many letters you got left?
One.
Where to?
Home. Postcard to my wife.
Oh, that's beautiful, Clive. That's beautiful. God, got a tear in my eye. It's a real one.
Full English, please.
Postcard to his beloved wife who'd stood by him through thick and thin.
How'd you like your eggs, sir?
Scrambled, please, and I'd like some fried bread if you can manage it.
It's bloody poignant, Clive, you know, that's what it is.
Go on. I'll have a kipper as well.
Now, mobile phone. Keep it handy at all times. Once the newspaper deal's sorted, then we need to talk about a book, okay? We'll get that Sarah Seymour to ghost it.
Whatever you say, Trevor.
Your wheels. And, are you certain you want to cycle home? Here you are.
Thank you very much, sir.
I mean, you can't be tempted by a first-class rail ticket. No one will know.
Well, thank you, Trevor. Bye.
You're stuffed with mystique, you are, Clive. That's good. Housewives love mystique. Peacock? Trevor Ramsey of Trevor Ramsey Public Relations. I love your house.
Hello.
What? Who the hell's that?
I think we've met before. Earlier this summer, near Cirencester. I had a puncture.
I remember you. European Ice Skating Championships were on, weren't they?
Yes.
You've lost weight.
Do you remember? You asked me who would play me in a film of my life.
Did I? Who did we decide?
You said Ronnie Corbett.
Never. I would never have said Ronnie Corbett. He's not you at all. You're much more...
Dustin Hoffman?
No. You're more... Harrison Ford. Yeah. Good actor, Harrison Ford. Good at action, but got depth. Excuse me, I'm thirsty.
It's me.
Clive?
I'm home.
Yes, you are, aren't you?
Bloody stupid.
What time is it?
Almost 8.
Oh my God, I've overslept. They'll be waiting for us.
Well, there you are. Perfect timing. We'll get you on the 8 o'clock news. Now, there'll be plenty of time for that later. Christine, get that uniform on him.
Excuse me, you can't leave your vehicles here. I'm sorry. It's residents only.
Well, was it really a protest against being replaced by a machine, Clive?
Not really.
Was your aim to bring attention to the plight of workers cut off in their prime by redundancy and early retirement?
No.
What he means is his journey was really much more of a quest. Clive had his back against the wall. There was nothing else he could do.
Is that fettuccine on the walls?
Oh, no, it's tagliatelle. I tried fettuccine and vermicelli, but I just felt that this had more texture.
Great. Is that a real sycamore tree?
Oh, yes, of course.
Isn't she talented? She could have just sat indoors and felt sorry for herself, and no one would have blamed her. Not Christine Peacock. You should see upstairs. It's like Camelot, I'm not kidding.
Is that a real spider up there? No, you don't.
Where did you get your ideas from, Christine? I don't know, they just come to me in the middle of the night. I suppose it's just that creative phone
Hello.
I was just wondering if, one evening we could go out for a drink or something. Rachel? We haven't really spoken much the last couple of weeks.
That is very sweet of you, Lawrence. But there is no need. I know you're just trying to be nice, but it was all my fault.
I'm not trying to be nice, and it wasn't anyone's fault.
I always fall for enigmatic men. That's my problem.
I'm not enigmatic!
Bye, Lawrence.
If you ever put another through my bloody door, I'll shove it up your... Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was you. I'm sorry. I've had a hard day. Sorry. So, you decided to come back after all?
You told me to come back.
Yes, I did, didn't I? And you got a new job. Good job. Local newspapers are very important to the community.
You don't want yours?
No, yes, of course, I do, yeah. It's just I thought it was a circular from that loft conversion company. Thanks. See you're wearing your glasses again?
Contact lenses didn't agree with me.
Huh? Well, you're beginning to look like the Clive we used to know.
Thanks. Christine?
Oh, good, just in time. Pass me that drill bit, would you? Just there? Yeah, it's on. Thanks.
Christine, I wanted to ask you something.
Hey, you'll never guess what. Homes and Gardens want to do a feature on me. How about that? What's the matter?
You know, when I was away,
Thought we'd agreed to forget about that.
I've tried, but I don't want to forget about it. I want to remember every minute of it. It's already beginning to feel like it happened to someone else.
Look, it'll take a little bit of time and then you'll settle down again.
Christian, I can't spend the rest of my days passing you up pots of paint.
Then you'll have to learn to cope. Like I did. You left me without a word. I'm not letting you upset me. I've got work to do.
Did you miss me when I was gone?
What? Of course I did.
But did you really miss me?
Yes.
Did you ever stop what you were doing and wish that I was there?
I had a lot to do. The house, now all this. Couldn't just stop what I was doing.
And are you happy?
Yeah, of course. I'm doing what I want.
You're doing what you really want to do more than anything in the world.
Yeah.
Good.
Travel the world on the price of a stamp. Just open it in an emergency.